Hello and welcome to the SEC Championship Football Report. Here I'm Brooks Cabina, the LSU football beat reporter for The Advocate, and this is brought to you by Hancock Whitney Bank. And it's Thursday evening here, and I'm sitting here in MSY Airport, ready to get off to Atlanta, where LSU and Georgia will play in the SEC Championship game on Saturday. It's the first time the Tigers have been to the SEC Championship since 2011, and they've got a high-powered, record-breaking offense with a defense that's starting to play very well in the past couple of weeks. And Georgia, on the other end, it's a very interesting team. This defense that's ranked number 2 nationally in scoring, that hasn't given up a rushing touchdown to running back all season. They've given up only one to a quarterback, Bo Nix, against Auburn. So how is LSU's offense going to be able to adapt to this team? There's a lot of things to think about these next couple of days as we lead up to it. And the head coaches, Ed Orgeron at LSU and Kirby Smart at Georgia, will have their inaugural press conference for the championship weekend tomorrow around 1 o'clock out there in Atlanta. We'll be there to give you the coverage from there. But other things to look at from here. Georgia's what they've been able to do defensively will dictate a little bit what LSU's done on offense. Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the running back who's done very well in the past couple of weeks, going to have the same success against a Georgia defense that's been able to stuff the run so far? Is Joe Burrow going to be able to see things in that, and are they going to rely on him to win the game? And I think we've seen a lot of similarities drawn up this week, comparing it to Auburn, who came up with a 3-1-7 defense to stop the pass and was very successful for the first couple of quarters until LSU learned to adjust. And I feel that Georgia's offense is a lot more adaptable, a lot more successful than what Auburn was at that time. Jake Fromm is a very dependable quarterback, even though his numbers aren't quite what they were last year. Look at his touchdown to interception ratio. It's very good. And their offense from top to bottom is very talented. DeAndre Swift at running back, even though he may not be fully healthy going to this, has had a very big success throughout this year, already over 1,000 yards. They've done very well. And are they going to play offense well enough that if Georgia holds back the LSU offense a little bit more with their defense, will they be able to gain an early lead? Because once LSU's got their early leads in these games, they haven't really let up throughout the game. That's where they like to be. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams adapt in their game plans throughout the game, not just at the beginning. What's also interesting is this Georgia defense isn't completely unpenetrable. I mean, if you look at what Wilson Alexander, or one of our reporters here, wrote today in one of the scouting reports, they've been susceptible to big receivers, tight ends especially. Notre Dame, they had trouble against tight ends. South Carolina, they had trouble against tight ends. LSU's Thaddeus Moss has been big in certain games. So is this a spot where he picks up? So many different things coming up in these next couple of days, and we'll definitely take more look at there. And you can find more of our reports. We'll have one more video report to you from Atlanta tomorrow and Friday, and we'll certainly keep an eye on what should be a very influential game to decide whether LSU is number 1, number 2, perhaps number 4 if they lose in this game, and if that means that they'd even stay in the playoff rankings for the playoff, their first playoff appearance in school history since this began in 2014. So we'll have all of that together for you. I'm Brooks Cabina again here from The Advocate, and these videos are brought to you again by Hancock Whitney Bank.